Good morning, fellow Guardians. So I finally got the Null Composure and I can finally do a video on it. And I've got to say, it is absolutely fantastic. So just going through the weapon perks now. The fluted barrel and the projection fuse are not changeable, which is fine, they're god roll anyway. And then you've got Feeding Frenzy and Reservoir Burst. Now these first two are your PvE perks. So each rapid kill with this weapon progressively increases reload speed. Again, very helpful. And when the battery is full, your next burst deals additional damage and causes enemies to explode. Now this was actually on the loaded question from previous seasons. It was actually a fantastic perk and really makes this weapon pinnacle, essentially. Okay, moving on from there, we've got the PvP perks. Now these is heating up, so final blows with this weapon increase accuracy and improve stability with vertical recoil. And high impact reserves as well, so as you know, both of those are very, very good PvP related, so you can just interchange them between which ones you want to do. So to start off the video though, we are going to start with the Feeding Frenzy and Reservoir Burst. Now these are the PvE perks. In terms of mod wise, you can pretty much put most things on there, depending on what you're going to be doing. I put the Icarus grip on just because I like to use things while I'm flying in the air, especially on a Warlock. Now to begin with, I've just gone into the Lost Sector on Dreaming City, the Aphelions Rest. Now this is probably one of the best places to go if you just need to farm kills, because there's so many taken in here. As you can see, the explosion from that Reservoir Burst is just absolutely amazing. And you've got to wait for that battery to recharge on that. So if we reload that, that will recharge it. And if we just take one of these guys out. And Feeding Frenzy growing now, so the reload speed is much, much quicker. Let's have a look at the range. Wow. So as you can see, the Feeding Frenzy goes up to 5. This is definitely one of the best fusion rifles out there at the minute, especially one of the best void ones. And I definitely would recommend getting this. So that's it for the PvE side of things. Let's have a little look in the PvP. Okay, so before I jump into Crucible, I've actually changed from the top two perks to the bottom two. So heating up, final blows with this weapon increase accuracy and stability, and high impact reserves as well. Mainly because the Reservoir Burst only really works if you've got the full magazine. So if you can click on it there, it goes up to 8, and it's very rare would you have a full magazine of 8 in the Crucible. So definitely chuck on high impact reserves and heating up for Crucible if you're going to jump in there. And I've thrown on the targeting adjuster just to see how we get on. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so here's a little bit of I've recorded while I was doing the Crucible with this weapon. A few things to notice: you need to pre-charge this weapon in Crucible if you're going to use it, because it's a relatively long charge time, same with most fusion rifles, but honestly it's not one of the best ones I've used. I think the Timeline's Vertex or the Glacioclasm, if you ever got it, is much, much better than this one. Obviously, perk depending, definitely put those bottom two perks on the heating up and the high impact reserves as well. But yeah, it's a very good fusion rifle, but I don't think it's top tier. It's sort of short to mid range, and even the mid range is a bit of a shout really, because I don't think it can reach that far. But I had some fun with it. It took me a while to actually get used to using the gun. I think it took like 3 or 4 matches. But as you can see, it is still a very good weapon to use. I do think personally it's much, much better for PvE though. With that Reservoir Burst, I think that's absolutely amazing. But again, I had some fun with it. I'm sure some of you will if you main Crucible as well. So what I'll do is I'll finish the rest of this Crucible game, and then I've got something more to explain towards the end, which is what you acquire after you've grabbed the gun from Banshee 44. You actually get a new, well, 3 new quests, sorry, for the ornaments. So I'll go into details regarding what to do with that. Okay, so enjoy the rest of the Crucible video. I think there's only about 1 minute left. But yeah, it's fun to use, and hopefully you guys can get to use it in Crucible as well.
Zone A captured. Power play. Keep the pressure on. I've seen enough. I'm calling this one. Zone C locked. Sound tactics bring victory. You're a wall around those zones. Take that iron will beyond the crucible.
Okay, so one more thing to mention before I finish the video. Once you actually pick up the Null Composure from Banshee, you can acquire the ornament quests from Shax, Zavala, and the Drifter. Now, as you can see here, it's just doing certain things in different activities. The first thing to note, I've noticed on the Vanguard one, going to Nightfalls is with members of your clan. This will probably give you the best progress here. In terms of Gambit, pretty straightforward. Winning streaks, defeating Guardians, much quicker. And as you can see here, I've done a little bit towards the Crucible one. The Valor ranks is actually sub-Valor rank, so it's not main Valor rank. So even if you're just going up from Heroic 1 to Heroic 2, that also counts, so that's not that bad at all. And Guardians defeated, I mean, I think I played 3 or 4 games, and it's already on 62%, so that's pretty straightforward. But yeah, that's it from me, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and you actually get the gun soon. Very good to use, but I would recommend more PvE than PvP. But yeah, that's it from me, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and toodles!